Oh my gosh, guys, we're live and we didn't even tell anybody. We're
What's
sorry.
up, guys?
Hopefully some of you will actually pop on.
It's just a moment to check in.
Yeah, we're just checking in with you because you know what? We understand that we have not put up any fire sign videos yet. So we're just going to give you guys a little morsel of something. You know,
and I'm a fire sign. I know.
Right.
So we're going to get to you guys. I know.
It's in honor of the fire sign energy from the Sagittarius full moon. I have Jupiter at 6 degrees of Sagittarius with Uranus. They are conjunct. And I also have Neptune in Sagittarius, and my South Node is in Sagittarius. My biological father is a Sagittarius.
I'm a Leo, so I'm just straight up fire. 3 degrees. Bam. Leo 1. I made it. It's there. It's happening.
You guys.
And then my South Node is in Sagittarius. My mother's a Sagittarius.
Scorpio, Sag, cusp. Connie.
My Neptune and my Uranus are in Sag. Sag, we doing things, y'all.
Connie.
That energy.
We would suggest you look up Serpentarius because that is a sign that is in between Scorpio and Sagittarius. And see what you get out of that, okay? Serpentarius, you'll find it. There's another name for it too that they give. I don't even know like why I'm
shuffling mysterious the cards. 13th sign they talk about.
Right? Wouldn't it be mysterious in 13th? Like in the realm of Scorpio, it would be that, right?
So how's everybody going? I mean, this full moon that just came in Sag. What is Sag energy talking about? I guess we should start from the beginning. We can't just dive into Sag. We have to start with Aries,
right?
Right, because Aries is the first. Aries is the first initial energy.
Aries is the first initial energy, and you know something popped out. What's opposite Aries? Libra, the Justice card.
Libra's a theme these days.
Libra is a theme these days, right? Something's going on with Libra. Libra's like becoming like, you know, more beneficial to themselves, if that makes sense.
Libra is compatible with the fire sign, so you know,
that's
the air fans fire.
Yeah,
and it just like creates, you know, more, expands, you know.
Are the fire signs dealing with relationships? I feel like that could be like one of the things.
Definitely with Venus being in Cancer, and you know, fire is all about initiation and it's about spirit. So it's usually the first of the elements that is coming, right? Just like lava is at the core of the planet, right? And then the earth crust over it, and then the air, and then the water, which some people say that water came from like outer space, you know? So in that case, it's just like the same thing as the zodiac. You get the fire elements first, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius.
Right.
Then you go into your earth, which is conjunct to that. Now it's crusting over the lava. You're going into Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Then the wind element and the clouds and the sky is formed. And then you're getting into your Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. And then lastly, but not leastly, is the water, which is the soul, and right? And then that is your Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Okay, so that's a little bit of information on how that can kind of in correlation with just the earth in general, right? How the earth is us and how we are the earth, you know, and all of that. So he's gonna lay some cards out. He's going to lay some cards out. I'm going to talk a little bit about Aries first. Aries being the first cardinal, you know, it's talking about initiations. Usually Aries can be very impulsive, me first attitude, or they just feel the pressure to go first. A lot of Aries are only children, or they were born a lot younger or a lot older than their siblings. That's kind of like a typical trait of Aries a lot of the times. Because it's just something to do with the number 1 a lot, and that's just very significant for them in their lives. And also just kind of learning how to find that balance with other people, right? Because opposing them is Libra, which is all about relationships and sharing. And Aries is all about their dreams and what they're accomplishing and their impulses and like bringing things in together. They can be, you know, very caring and all of that, very passionate. But it's still coming from a place within them initially, right? But they are usually the type of person that is just like unapologetic within what their thoughts are and really wanting to find things out, because Aries rules the forehead. That's the part of the body. So these are personalities, definitely. These are people who, even the most timid Aries, knows how to form their own like opinion on something.
Right.
The deepest desire of an Aries tends to be that they want recognition from the people that they care about.
Right.
Primarily because the fire signs are kind of subjective like that anyway. They're kind of like, if you're not really affecting their world, they're affecting everyone, but they might not be aware of how they are affecting, or you might not be affecting them at all, really, and because they're just too busy focused on what they're doing.
So let's think about where Libra lies in relationship to Sagittarius when we think about that, right? Libra is the 11th house. This goes Libra, Scorpio, Sag. There we go. Yeah, Libra's the 11th house. Wouldn't that be
Libra is the 7th house. Libra.
Yeah, Libra is the 7th house, but I'm saying in terms of Sagittarius.
Oh, in terms of if you have a rising Sagittarius.
Right. If we're thinking of Sagittarius about being the first house, because Libra's coming from where the moon was recently, because this is about the Sagittarius full moon. And Libra is the 12th house, or the 11th house behind that, yeah. Yes, it was all about her, okay? So thinking about that, thinking about your relationships, and it's almost like how other people view your relationships, right? What do they see when they see you with
it is the house of like friends and reputation.
Right, exactly.
The midhaven, the second.
So what are they thinking when they see you with your people, your group? What do they call it? Your squad. What do people think about your squad, It's like, are you hanging out with the wrong types of people? Or have you started to distance yourselves from hanging out with the wrong people? Or just being around the wrong people that give you like negative energy and things like that, We have in this reading the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like some of you might be even thinking about like your family. Some of you might be wanting to like visit family, right? Sagittarius, full moon. A lot of you might want to be visiting family over the holidays like 4th of July, just because it's summer. You may have a little bit more time off, that type of thing. And then some of you are also like, some of you are in some situations with people where it's like you're not necessarily getting to a solution. You might find yourself arguing about petty things, or it might just be that they are distancing themselves from you. But it's almost like they still seem like they're interested, but you don't really understand why they're like so detached. Because, this is Venus and Aquarius of cards, so it's like that energy of like loving you from far away, still connecting with you, but like not really having time for you. Some of you might be dealing with those friends that you'd like to spend time with, but like right now they're not really having time for you. Yes, my 4 sons will be together in July. Okay, yeah, I feel like a lot of us probably have like fond memories from summertime and like being together with your family around the 4th of July and things like that. Sagittarius is my 2nd house cusp. Okay, Angelica.
Yeah, it looks like you've got Jupiter and Capricorn crossing you, so a lot of fire signs are thinking about the work that it takes to do certain things. Yeah, or there's a choice to be made with some type of pleasure that's coming in. You want to expand in the possibilities of work. It might be something associated with your friends and your family. There is a spiritual union crowning the situation. So a lot of fire signs are definitely thinking about another person during this period of time. Definitely with the sun being in Gemini, there could be, some type of spiritual connection of some sort that you just want to manifest. You got the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles both here. So that's talking about a new beginning and a manifestation of that within the emotions and on the physical plane, right? So this is just like definitely 2 beautiful cards to come up at the same time. It's just basically talking about, I'm getting, a lot of you had to change your focus with a certain situation, and you're wondering maybe how long it was going to take And if you are on your right path, there's been some communications. There's more communications to be had. The beauty went out possibly in certain manners, but you are learning to manifest something, and there might be a spiritedness that comes in, like some news in the near future that brings some more passion for you, or brings you closer to someone that you really want to be close to, that has been in your mind. There might have even been some conflict in the past with this person, and you want to try to bring some type of resolution, or the possibility of resolution is likely. Is more likely now. Yeah. And also at the bottom of the deck, there's Moon and Taurus energy there. Um, Especially for a lot of Leos out there, since I did talk about Aries, I'll talk a little bit about Leo. You do rule the heart, and, are constantly affecting everyone, sometimes to your own detriment, And then also Leo has this way of feeling like they have to perform sometimes. They have a very hard time of just kind of like not reacting to something, or somebody needs something, not filling that void for that person. And a lot of people can misread that as being an attention grabber or attention hungry kind of person. And really, a lot of the times it's just your intuitive nature trying to kind of bring light to a situation that maybe was dark a little bit, right? Because you are so positive and can see a lot of the times the bigger picture,
Right.
For why things are going on, and so in that way, Leos are the fixed sign in that way, and they tend to be, very loyal, very loyal people. A lot to do with children. Children tend to be very attracted to Leos in a lot of ways. They're very creative.
They have fun with Leos, that's why children have fun. They have fun with Leos. And
it's the stage of life.
Right here,
yeah.
too,
It's like everything is like a stage of life kind of thing.
Right.
Even the most well-tempered ones, like I'm a July Leo, so I'm a little bit more on the emotional side. And, once you get into like an August Leo, it's definitely more like, even more like fire, right? Like now you're getting into Madonna, Sean Penn, like towards the later Leos. But yeah, that energy in general is just a very just magnetic kind of energy. And for Leo, relationships are very, very, it's very important and very sensitive, when they get bruised in situations. So it may be taking a lot of courage to try to bring the beauty back into some conflicts that could have been had.
Right.
And especially with the moon in Sagittarius just passing, Sagittarius is a very mature fire energy. It's most mature, so it can be very opinionated, come off very judgmental at times, just because they're very sure about the choices that they make a lot, because they put a lot of energy into it. It's not just something like, a horse going 0 to 60. Yeah, and all of that energy is going to take a lot to slow it down. So they really are coming from a much more purpose-felt place, and a lot of that is coming from just their heritage, even, and their choices.
Right.
And so, if you have some goals, they might have been definitely highlighted recently, just yesterday, or especially if you've been feeling very passionate about someone,
right,
for some time. It's like, this is kind of like someone that you have been thinking about, and has been in your life probably for a while. It's not just somebody you just met this week.
This is
or if you did just meet them this week, that's some really intense like chemistry that you're feeling. Otherwise, this is someone that that you think of often, and you just want to be really, close to and connected to, and it's becoming a very mature type of decision in your mind of whether or not this is actually possible to manifest. And for a lot of you, it really is possible to manifest it. So it's kind of like sharing these like feelings and everything, this, sharing of yourself even, right?
It's sharing those feelings and understanding that you can also learn from your partner's emotions and understanding those. It's kind of like, don't we always wonder why people feel a certain way that we didn't feel? I mean, if you don't, then you're probably really selfish. But, we always wonder why sometimes people make the choices that they make. And, sometimes it is important to understand why, because then it helps you respect the person. Because if they have principles, if there are principles behind the way a person thinks and feels that challenge your thought process, then that's something that you could value out of them.
There are lessons. There are always lessons to everything. The pages are here. There are lessons of communication.
Right.
There are lessons of focus. You know, I'm seeing like definitely there could have been, you know, in the past the swords always denote to like trust and status and communication, and so there could have been like conflicts with that, and
conversation.
You know, maybe somebody wasn't as mature. And somebody else was a little bit more mature. There's been an evolution. A lot of the fire signs have been evolving, especially too.
Sagittarius
to initiate that new beginning for the signs, for the other signs too. You know, so yeah, a lot of that has been going on.
What's been going on with Sagittarius? I feel like you guys have also been thinking about that type of thing, like why people feel a certain way. What sort of like makes a person feel like they could talk to someone like this? Or what makes a person feel like I'm interested in this? You know, that type of thing. It's like you get annoyed with people, Sagittarius, when they almost don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you are that older fire sign, but you do have that mutable nature to you. Yes. So it's almost like you're ready to do a lot of things at any given time. So you might say something at any given time because it's like your actions are kind of like, here, there, everywhere. And you're like, yeah, I did that. I said that. And then I went here and then I did that. So it's like when you start just doing stuff and saying stuff and it's all over the place, then, you know, every now and then there's some collateral damage. The horse does injure people, you know, like for real.
There's definitely lessons in communication. Yeah, and for some of you, you really have manifested someone that you love. Or you're going to really, really soon. Especially like these cards are definitely cards of like, you know, the Ten of Cups.
Prosperity.
I'm talking about a serious, or if you're in it now, this is such a blessing to get these cards. If you found this person and, you know, you're definitely on your way. Ooh, somebody on a motorcycle out there looking for their person.
Absolutely. That's that energy. That's Sagittarius.
Fire, 0 to 60 energy, right. But yeah, this is a very, like, these are beautiful cards to get.
Right.
Okay.
It is Gemini season. You know, the Sagittarius full moon could denote to you guys having some heartfelt conversations with people, with more than one person. You know what I mean? It's like you might have that boss at work. You might have that best friend. You might have that family member. You might have that cousin. You might have that friend that you went to college with. It's like you're all having those kind of like heartfelt conversations around the same time, right? Because the Sagittarius full moon is really gassing you guys up.
Yeah, there's a lot of attention around like what you think and what you feel, or how you communicate what you feel to a personal relationship.
Right.
There's conflict. Maybe both of you were right or wrong in different things.
Yeah.
Or maybe one person, they hurt you or whatever, you feel right, you feel wronged or something. But you know, even in that, it's like look at what you can learn from this Saturn saying to have the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords there. It's like, you know, there might have been a situation where this person wasn't really, you know, they could have been really fickle with their words and been very hurtful, or this person just really wasn't as harmful, really, as you might have thought them out to be.
Right.
It was just like the miscommunication has caused this kind of spiritedness. So, you know, you got to get back to this place where, or even, especially for people who have like some past old friends that they like miss or something. With Sun being in Gemini here, this is a great time for that. Especially if you're somebody like you're getting married and you're reaching, you know, you're getting married. You're thinking about your old friends. You want to invite them to events, your event, and this type of thing.
Gemini, this is significant to you guys too, because it's like in the realm of relationships for you, Sagittarius energy. So this is great for Geminis as well.
Right. Yeah, because that is your 7th house.
Right. You guys may be you may have fallen for somebody, and you know now you're solidifying things.
It's like something in the earthly realm that's expanding as well, right?
You got the Justifier here as well.
And this is associated with Sagittarius too, because it's associated with temperance, right? So that's that work, you know, Jupiter is all about the work of things. And it's a benevolent planet. So it's going to expand the work, and it's going to also expand the profit. There might be a possibility to really expand, like right now, either with your relationship, or you just have expanded in your relationship, you know, or you're weighing it out. Like you're just like, you're coming up against some type of choice that needs to be made in an earthly realm.
Right. I feel like
and you need to make it.
Yeah. For the air signs who are, who can harness this fiery energy here, and it's also Gemini season. So for you guys, I feel like, you are facing those things that you kind of like brought you some conflict with, right? Those things that you like didn't like thinking about, the things that you didn't want to talk about, the things that you may have like feared talking about, or just, what people think, you know what I mean? That type of thing. It's like you put some rest to that. It's like you have a new perspective. There's a fresh outlook. Yeah. Now that you actually have gotten past this Five of Swords energy. And then, you're getting to the Page of Swords, right? It's new initiatives. It's change, right? Even if it's just sort of like recalibrating your thoughts or your process, how you see things, how you're communicating, how receptive you are to what people are saying to you when they're communicating to you. It's like you want to listen to people as well. You don't want to just be going off at the mouth. Not going off, but you know what I mean? Talking and not listening is hard sometimes.
It's new beginnings as well, with the tens being here. A lot about new beginnings and about evolutions of the self. Absolutely. With the Chariot being there. So it's also like there might be a lot like you, especially with sevens. It's like you might be coming up against, as a fire sign, you might be coming up against other intimidating knights or people who might not necessarily agree with your ways and the ways that you go about doing things. And there may be conflict involved, but conflict with an advantage, because there's an evolution of self that will come from the process. So all in all, there is a lot to be benefited. Some of you will be improving your home life a lot. And it looks like with the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles being there, maybe it has something to do with communication.
Venus is in Cancer right now. So that's a big focus too. Are you beautifying the home? Do you feel comfortable in your home? Because Venus does like her comfort. So it's about being comforted at home and feeling comfortable at home. Those types of things. Maybe people are demanding your feelings. They're in demand for your feelings, for you to feel for them. Maybe they want to have these like conversations with you that are heartfelt, and maybe they don't really understand how to do it. They're trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? It's like they're balancing their emotions at the same time. Well, okay, you guys. If you want to book a reading with us, email providencetarot@gmail.com. We also bring content to Instagram. Our account is @providencetarot. Dale's on Instagram as well as @blueistrue with 2 T's. I'm also on Instagram as NYC Kendrick. Angelica, we love you. And yeah, you guys, so we can talk about pricings and what type of reading you want. We will do a half-hour reading or an hour reading. We also do parties if you're in the New York area, or get-togethers, group readings. We will do a natal chart reading for you, and we have those prices too once you email us. But yeah, enjoy this Sagittarius full moon energy. It's going to be going for a little bit.
Yeah. The sun is in Gemini, which is good for fire signs. Yeah. So just like let these ideas expand and just go ahead and be spirited. Get outside. You need to be outside. That's good for fire. Okay.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
All right. We'll see you soon. We'll get your stuff out soon. Don't worry.
Fire signs, you're coming. We're coming with your stuff.